Well, it's Wednesday. We've gotten around to this finally. Sorry it's late, but it's here. It's Ephesians 4 1 through, let's read through, go away. Ephesians 4 1 through 7, I guess. I, therefore, a prisoner for the Lord, urge you to walk in a manner worthy of the calling to which you've been called, with all humility and gentleness, with patience, bearing with one another in love, eager to maintain the unity of the Spirit in the bond of peace. There is one body and one Spirit, just as you were called to the one hope that belongs to your call, one Lord, one faith, one baptism, one God and Father of us all, who is over all and through all and in all. But grace was given to each one of us according to the measure of Christ's gift. So that's where we'll stop. Paul says today, that he's in prison and he's writing and he's asking them to live the life that they've been taught, to live the life that he has demonstrated for them, and to live the life that Jesus would have us live. And so he lists all these characteristics of that life. Now listen to these again: humility, gentleness, patience, bearing with one another in love, eager to maintain the unity of the Spirit in the bond of peace. Sometimes the church doesn't seem like that, Sometimes it seems like a place where people have found a way to get power and they want to fight about it. Sometimes it seems like a place where people want to fight about other things, but it often seems like a place where people want to fight. Now, maybe that's because they're comfortable here. They come to the church and they say, well, everyone loves me, so I can fight with them, And it's just like you with your siblings. You fight because you know that at the end of the day, you got each other's back. Well, I'm not sure how true all that is, but you can think about it. But Paul says, let's not act like that. Let's treat each other the way Jesus treated us, with humility and gentleness and patience. Let's bear each other in love. Even if they're a weirdo, we'll hold them up in love. And we'll maintain the Spirit's unity in the bond of peace. See, if we act like that, then the world is going to say, wow, these people are different. They're not going to say these people are weird. They might, we might be kind of cuckoo, but they're going to say these people there's something different about them. I wish I could be like that. And then he says, there's one Spirit that you were called, through which you're called to the one hope. One Lord, one faith, one baptism, $1 a week for God. That's the old joke. One God and Father of us all, who's over all, through all, and in all. So God is everywhere and in everything. Not pantheism, but just that God encompasses all of us. And we're each given grace according to the measure of Christ's gift. And we'll go on from that verse tomorrow. So what I want to do today is just to remind you that we are called together to live in unity and in peace with one another. So everything we can do to maintain that peace is a good thing. As I was joking a moment ago, some people come to the church and it's almost like they want to fight. They found a place where they can come and fight, and nobody will get mad at them or nobody will say anything to them. Well, that's too bad, isn't it? Because we don't need to fight. We don't need to act like that. What we need to do is be nice to each other, be kind to each other, and love each other, and live together in peace and harmony, if you will. Don't want to sound too much like a 60s folk song, but that's what we want: peace, love, and harmony. Peace, love, and Bobby Sherman, as they say. We want to live together in that kind of peace, and to do that means that we have to humble ourselves. We have to put ourselves down, as it were, and say to the other person, oh, you go first. We have to act exactly like Chip and Dale. Remember Chip and Dale? They were the old cartoon, and they were two little chipmunks, and they were always so kind to each other. The enemy, the animal, whatever, the cat or something, is about to bite their heads off, and they're going down a hole, and the one says, "Oh no, after you." "Oh, no, I couldn't. After you, after you, after you. Let's go together." And they grab hands and they jump, just as the other animal gets there. So that's kind of how we want to be. Oh, after you, no, after you. Let the other person go first and be exalted and be first, because that's how our life together will work. If we're like the old cartoon of the lady who was shaking her fist, and she's like 80 years old, and she's shaking her fist, and she says, "I've waited 40 years to rule this women's group. It's my turn." If we're acting like that, then we're going to have conflict. But if we can be loving and let the other person go first, we won't have that kind of conflict. If I let you go first, why are you going to have conflict with me? You go first. And if you're trying to let me go first, the only conflict we have is who gets to be last. And I don't know, but we can do the best we can, and that's, I think, what Paul is calling the Ephesians to and calling us to. So think about that today. Have a great rest of the day, and we will see you first thing tomorrow morning.